my goodness, following all these people, this is impossible. So, I did a little math before I came here. I am 14,534 days old. Hey. And when you have that big of a sort of, you're going on this huge sort of Cartesian plane here, how do you pick the best point? Well, I'm going to narrow it to a smaller subset, and I'll get to that subset in a moment. Now, if you did the quick math, you would be able to tell that given that number, I was born in 1978. I am a Gen Xer. And like most of the people of Generation X, I think it's fair to say the Cold War was very formative in how we see the world. And when I was a kid, nothing fascinated me more than the Berlin Wall. This thing was amazing, you know, and I was just like, wow. And I would voraciously read the article over and over again in my grandparents' 1965 World Book Encyclopedia. It was a little short at that point because the wall had only been up a couple years, but I dove in there. Well, you know, great for the Germans, great for the world, but bad for this guy. The thing came down when I was in 6th grade. Because I had all these visions, you know, like all the intrigue, these sort of spy exchanges at Checkpoint Charlie, these sort of like just people running in cars underneath little gates and making hot air balloons to escape. I mean, this thing was just the most amazing thing. And then it got torn down. Well, you know, I still didn't lose my passion for things German, though. So I studied German in high school, studied in college, and then in college I had the lovely opportunity to do an internship with a member of parliament in Germany. So while I was there, I'm in Berlin, and I'm mostly Pennsylvania Dutch, 3/4, but I got a little quarter that's a mixture of Polish and Lithuanian, so I convinced my friend Jens that we're going to go to Poland for the day. So we jump in the car, we head out from Berlin and go to Frankfurt an der Oder. We're going to go into Poland. Jens was not nearly as enthusiastic about Poland as I was. According to him, only bad things happen in Poland. Nothing good ever happens there. I beg to differ. Now, this was 1998, and when you would approach the German-Polish border, there was about a 20-kilometer-long line of trucks, because the Russian mob was stealing everything that belonged to French people and taking it to people who were in Moscow. And then when the trucks had to come back, all the fake vodka that they made in their bathtubs, they put in bottles that said Absolute and smuggled it the other direction. Thankfully, there was an express lane for cars, and so we went in there. The Polish border guard takes both of our passports. He kind of looks in at me. This is before Poland was part of the Schengen agreement, so there was still a whole border sort of procedure to go through. He looks at me, stamps my passport, hands it back, and then he looks in and he says, oh, before you can go, you have to pay 50 marks for besondere Versicherung. Now, for those of you who don't know German, besondere means special, Versicherung means insurance, and when you put those two words together, it means bribe. Not only was I willing to pay this bribe, I was excited. I am in the Eastern Bloc. I am negotiating a bribe on the border with a Polish border guard. Jens didn't see it that way. Jens proceeded to tell the Polish border guard about the merits of having a functioning civil society and how when order breaks down, chaos ensues, and this is the fault of every Pole. The Polish border guard, he nodded as Jens gave his 2 or 3 minute diatribe, and at the end he said, are you finished? And Jens said, yes. And the Polish border guard said, okay, walked away, holding Jens's passport. So, we're blocking up the road here, so this other Polish border guard, he just comes up looking really angry, points at the car, and then goes, boom. So we're in this no man's land. I mean, the whole border crossing, it looked like a turnpike plaza, you know, except there were just a bunch of angry guys with guns. Well, we walk over to the Germans, and Jens, all of a sudden, you see him go, Kollege, calling them his colleagues. They don't want to be his colleague. We tell them what happened, and their first thing they say is, why didn't you just pay him? Jens started his speech about civic society and all these things. Knowing how it went the last time, I said, wait. Good German border guards. We have had problems, most of them resulting from my friend. Let's see if we can't resolve this situation. So they said, okay. They walked over to the Polish side of the border, and I couldn't hear them, but I could see the conversation, and every time the German officer said something, the Polish one went, look at that. This happened roughly every 15 minutes or so for the next 3 or 4 hours. And suddenly, when the German guards went over, you suddenly see the Polish border guard go, "Oh, that passport!" So we got our passport back. But we were told, "You will not go to Poland today," which was just fine by Jens. And actually, it was just fine by me because this was awesome. I could not think of a better way to spend 3 hours. So we proceed back through the plaza. We're about to go back into Germany. And as we're leaving, all of the Polish border guards just kind of stepped out of their booths and just went like this to us. Jens's head is hanging out the window, screaming all manner of profanity at them. And let me tell you, angry German profanity is the highest level of profanity. So when I look back on my time in Germany, without question, the Polish border incident, as it is now known, was without a doubt my best day ever. And making it even better was, I think, of my time in Germany, Jens would call that the worst day ever. So, thank you.